Hey everybody, what's up? How's life treating you guys? Okay, welcome back to this session, Love Thy RCs. I have got a beautiful passage for you from science. It's something on quasars, QUASARS. It seems like a dense topic, but then if you do a little bit of reading on it, you'll be benefited. Moreover, I have seen this word popping up in RCs here and there. So my 2 cents before we start this, go and do some reading on quasars. चलिए आगे देखते हैं क्या कह रहा है ये पैसेज. Objective of the session and all this stays the same. You have seen this slide at the beginning of every single session, and this stays the same till the end of this CAT 2025 drill. I'll keep saying this. Understand the main idea, map the passage. Passage mapping बहुत ज़्यादा important होती है. Locate the important zones so that you can organize your reading accordingly. You have to understand the types of questions, मतलब हर question क्या पूछ रहा है, and then of course elimination techniques. Process of elimination is literally a ब्रह्मास्त्र. Master कर लो वो techniques 14 से 15 हैं. They will actually help you see which options get eliminated. ठीक है, चलो ये हमारा passage है. First one quick glance at the passage जो मैं हमेशा regularly करती हूँ. साइंस है, दिख रहा है. साइंटिफिक स्टोरी, लाइट वॉज क्रिएटेड नॉट वंस बट ट्वाइस. ओके, बिग बैंग, ये सब तो आपने पढ़ ही रखा होगा. डार्क एज. ओके, 2466 पैराग्राफ्स, नॉट वेरी डेंस, अ टिपिकल कैट लाइक पैसेज है. ठीक है, 7 पैराग्राफ्स. ओके ओके. ओ बाय द वे, for your information, this passage is taken from the repository of CAT. Like long back, we had got this passage with another set of questions. I have just changed the questions a little bit and kind of updated them more in tune with the present pattern. Okay, so first question is like what? पहले मैं देख लेती हूँ एक just quick glance at the questions, 5 से 10 seconds लगा करके, so that when I'm doing my reading, I understand मुझे कहाँ पे क्या ढूंढना है. What is the primary purpose of the passage? This is a very cool question. Main idea plus the first line of every paragraph. Okay, what can be inferred about the period before the epoch of reionization? It's a specific thing. You need to go to that particular para, but main idea के बिना कोई question solve नहीं करना. Which of the following statements is false based on the passage? So you are going to look for T, T, T and one false. So that one option will have some trap in it. Correct. There is an apparent contradiction in the fact. Okay. So लंबा सा कुछ इसने पूछा है and then he says resolves this paradox. Paradox क्या होता है? Inherent contradiction. So in that particular point there will be some inherent contradiction. You have to go and try to resolve it. जैसे एक contradiction का कुछ simple example दे रही हूँ मैं. I came across this in a GMAT critical reasoning question. That in some era there were like animals and humans together. So abhi like in recent excavations they have come up with, researchers have come up with some kind of animal bones found near human bones. Okay, and this dates back to so and so era. Okay, so researchers and historians have concluded that in that era humans kept animals as pets. Okay, तो ये जो दोनों like the bones that have been found together, they both were burnt in one big fire. All right, so they both were burnt in one big fire, and उसके basis पे इन लोगों ने बोला कि since they coexisted, we can conclude they coexisted. So ये humans kept animals as pets. Okay, कुछ इस तरह का. And then there was this contradiction. There was another bit of information that said कि नहीं but coexist नहीं करते थे ये या कुछ ऐसा, you know. हाँ, the other bit of information said that humans का जो बॉडी पे फायर का मार्क्स या बोन्स, नॉट बॉडी पे, बोन्स पे जो फायर का मार्क दिखा रहा है, दैट वाजंट द सेम काइंड ऑफ फायर दैट was found on the bones of the animals. Animals wala was like very high temperatures. Humans wala was like kind of, you know, not that high a temperature. So there is this contradiction. आपने एक point के basis पे आपने infer किया, आपने conclude किया that they both coexisted and they kind of died probably in the same big fire. But then there's another piece of evidence that says that the degree of fire in both the cases, both the bones, is different. So how do you explain this apparent contradiction? So apparent contradiction means, paradox means, how will you explain this discrepancy? So discrepancy को resolve करने के लिए you can come up with that answer that probably humans cooked animals for food. तो cooked animals तो बहुत ही high temperature पे, high heat पे probably those animals were cooked, कुछ इस तरह का. So basically what I'm trying to say is resolve a contradiction, resolve a paradox का simple meaning होता है look for a reason that will explain the discrepancy. Discrepancy is the inherent contradiction. चलिए अभी इस पे आएंगे तो further we'll discuss, but ये 4 questions हैं आपके, बहुत neat लग रहे हैं मुझे questions, and we need to go and see the main idea. Now the first para is very important. We all know this by now. In the modern scientific story, light was created not once but twice. Okay. The first time was in the Big Bang. Okay, the Big Bang theory. मेरा favorite series भी है. When the universe began its existence as a glowing, expanding fireball which cooled off into darkness after a few million years. And the second time was hundreds of millions of years later. So Big Bang happened first, and then this later wala is something else, what they are talking about now. When the cold material condensed, ye cold ho gaya material, it condensed into dense, suggests under the influence of gravity, okay, and ignited to become the first stars. Okay, so ye keh raha hai later, hundreds of millions of years later, when the cold material condensed into dense nuggets, dense suggests under the influence of gravity and ignited to become the first stars. So first stars, so probably stars. Yeah. So probably in this passage they are discussing how stars were formed. ये हो सकता है अभी तक समझ में इतना आया, right? Sir Martin Rees, Britain's astronomer royal, named the long interval between these two. अब ये मेरे ना rough sheet पे ये होता रहेगा. Even if I'm sitting for the test, I keep a rough sheet and I'm going to write on this. ऐसा diagram बना लूंगी, अच्छा ये so that I get clarity. बीच में एक आध second उसमें देख लेने में मेरा कोई time ज़्यादा नहीं जा रहा है. Okay. Name the long interval between these two enlightenments, the cosmic dark age. So this he called what? He called it dark age, right? Long interval. The name describes not only the poorly lit conditions but also ignorance. Oh, okay. So we don't have much data about this period. Not this, but that, right? But also. Nobody knows exactly first stars, how they organized, even when stars, okay, preceded by quasars. Oh, they may have been preceded by quasars, which are mysterious bright spots. So what are quasars exactly? Quasar ka simple explanation of very bright spots found like in distant galaxies, and these bright spots are like visible from a long distance. तो ये है लिटरल मीनिंग क्वेसार का, विच आर मिस्टीरियस ब्राइट स्पॉट्स. यहाँ दे भी रखा है इसने, एट द सेंटर्स ऑफ सम गैलेक्सीज. बस खत्म, इतना ही पढ़ूंगी मैं. इसके बाद तो गाड़ी को 3rd 4th गियर में डाल के भगाऊंगी. वाई? बिकॉज आई हैव अंडरस्टूड व्हाट द पैसेज इज ऑल अबाउट. इट्स अबाउट क्वेसार्स, इट्स अबाउट हाउ स्टार्स वर फॉर्म्ड. 2 एरा उसने ये हाईलाइट किया है. बिटवीन दिस इज द डार्क एज, जिसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं है. ओके, एंड देन ही सेज ऑर्गेनाइज देमसेल्व्स. नोबडी नोज व्हेन द स्टार्स वर फॉर्म्ड. उस पे मुद्दे पे आता है ये. Stars were formed. Okay, they may have been preceded by quasars. पहले quasars थे, बाद में stars, bright spots. Okay. Now, how will I skim? Now, 2 independent groups of astronomers, one led by this, okay, claim to have peered. Okay, all right, fine. In to observe the closing days. कितना ही observe कर लोगे तुम, क्या ही निकाल लोगे उसके बीच में से, right? Millions of years ago का. Nothing to read much. Skim. The main problem that plagued previous efforts to study. Khatam. You don't need to go into the details. Just get the nitty-gritty. Nitty-gritty is crux. Crux is what? Study the dark age, the problems. Why dark age was called a mysterious era in the 2nd paragraph. Why? So dark age was not this, rather this, suitable things. Okay. I'm going to come to this if there is a question on problems because of which we don't have data about dark age. Okay? Now I'm skimming. Astronomer skimming is vertical reading. 13 billion, okay, prospects, quasars, okay, energy source, okay, gravity. However, I pause here. However, at the distances required for the study, even quasars are extremely rare and faint. So in this para, I know he talks about the problems, why this could not be studied, and then he brings in quasars. यहाँ पर something यहाँ पे कुछ बोला है ना, best prospects are quasars. ये because they are so bright. देख लेंगे अगर question होगा तो, अभी तो आगे भाग लो. All right. Recently, some members of Dr. Becker's team, Dr. Becker पहले दिया है, हाँ दिया है, okay. Robert Becker in California, something, okay. Announced the discovery of the 4 most distant quasars. खत्म. In this para, he is talking about the discovery of four more quasars. Most distant quasars. All the new quasars, okay, all right, these are world's largest, the new work, okay, three of them appeared similar. अच्छा, जैसे ही मैंने last line देखा, three of them appear similar, I guess this that the next para is going to talk about the fourth one. However, the fourth one is different. Okay, look here. However, the fourth and most distant something showed unmistakable signs fog. Okay, I'm not reading it further because this para tells me that it's talking about the fourth quasar that was shrouded in fog. क्यों भाई तीन एक जैसे हैं ये एक तो question तो इस पे जरूर देगा. Then I'll come back and I'll read it. Okay, backlighting beacons. All right, cool. ज़्यादा मत पढ़ो या दिमाग ना खराब करो आगे पे चल लो. Flow of the passage is very neat despite the fact that it's a dense topic. The fog prolonged the period of darkness until the heat from the first, again technical. He is continuing that paragraph and he is discussing the technical aspects. Ionized hydrogen, some hydrogen constituent protons, electrons, okay, for this reason. ये बहुत important है. किसी वजह से the end of the dark age is called the epoch of reionization. Fog lifted because of ultraviolet, okay, concluded. What did they conclude? Always it's important that the fog had dissipated completely by the time the universe was this and 1/7 of something. Okay. समझ में आ गया इतना. Go back and try to tie the loose ends together. He says over here something, some influence, two eras he shows and dark age. There is a problem. I mean, we don't know much about the dark age and then quasars and all he mentions. He talks about some Robert Becker, then he talks about the problems that were there when we were trying to study the dark age, and then they announced something, three quasars, the fourth one is here, and then the technical part continues here with some mention of ionized hydrogen and something epoch of reionization. सब पे होगा question. आते हैं भाई वापस. Flow तो बस clear रखो ना. Main idea क्या है? Main idea is obviously the dark age वाला mystery. And then the last two paragraphs are talking about the discovery of four quasars. So itna bas le lo aap ki ye important point hai and we'll go over to the questions. Okay. Now, what is the primary purpose of the passage? I would love to do this question first. Primary purpose, main idea, title, tone, ये सब तो सबसे पहले पिक करने चाहिए. ठीक है. टाइटल फिर भी एक बार को आपको कंफ्यूज करेगा, बट ये वाले बाकी जो तीन बोले मैंने, मेन आइडिया, प्राइमरी पर्पस एंड टोन, these are like very very good and doable questions. Now, primary purpose means main idea plus the first line of every para. Okay, that's a technique. So, to explain the working of Keck telescopes and their role in astronomical discoveries. Keck telescopes and their role, astronomical discoveries. Keck telescopes. Isn't this too narrow to be the primary purpose? This is just one thread mentioned in one para, right? So I can eliminate this. To describe the properties of quasars and hydrogen gas in the early universe, okay? I like the fact that there is quasars mentioned here. I'll keep this. To discuss a recent astronomical discovery that helps pinpoint the end of the universe's dark age, ये भी ठीक है, रखेंगे. To compare distant quasars with nearby ones in terms of their observable features. So, is he trying to write this passage just to compare the distant with the nearby ones? No, that is one part of the quasar discovery. कि कुछ उसमें से दूर है, कुछ nearby है. But he has mentioned quasars for what? What is the overall picture? Right, so ये तो definitely narrow है, eliminated, we are left with B and C. What do we do when we are left with two options? We don't go back and again we don't do process of elimination. No, that takes you a lot of time. So instead I suggest here, please look for the difference between the two, take one and go back and prove it. जो आपको लगता है कि आंसर है, go back and prove it. भाई ये इससे ना you save precious 10 to 12 seconds. बात मेरी मानो. To describe the properties of quasars and hydrogen gas in the early universe, okay? यहाँ पे option B में I have got a point. Properties of quasars तो चलेगा मुझे फिर भी. Hydrogen gas, is he writing this passage to describe the properties of hydrogen gas, which was mentioned only in 1 or 1.5 paragraphs? So this makes it narrow. I like this. I'll prove it. To discuss a recent astronomical discovery, quasars to bola hi hai, that helps pinpoint the end of the universe's dark age, that kind of, fog had dissipated completely 900 million years ago and this. So dark age is called epoch of reionization. Dark age got over, end of the dark age. So yes, between B and C, this is indeed your answer. Clear? यहाँ पे मेरे साथ बैठने का मकसद ये भी है, प्लीज लर्न हाउ टू पिक स्पीड, प्लीज लर्न हाउ टू डू प्रोसेस ऑफ एलिमिनेशन। सिर्फ एक एक पैसेज पूरा पढ़ना, पूरा डिटेल में समझना, पूरा एक एक, वो इस सीरीज का ऑब्जेक्टिव नहीं है। Okay, I can explain any paragraph to you, any passage to you in detail. That's not the mudda. The mudda is to make you guys more adept. Okay, तो धीरे धीरे छोटे छोटे points pick करो, कैसे मैं solve कर रही हूँ ये pick करो, and I'm sure you'll do well. What can be inferred about the period before the epoch of reionization? So epoch of reionization is given in the last para or second last para, I think. ठीक है, inferred बोले तो one true and the others have to be false. Okay, epoch of reionization is right last para mein. Now I need to read it a little carefully. The fog, कहाँ था fog? It shrouded the fourth quasar. तब हमने देखा ना, prolong the period of darkness until the heat from the first stars and quasars had the chance to ionize the hydrogen. Okay, ionize the hydrogen. Hydrogen was there, उसको इसने ionize किया, right? And यहाँ पे just for your understanding, I'm showing it to you over here कि भाई आपका darkness था, right? Fog था, right? तो fog prolonged the period of darkness until the heat from the first stars. First stars ने क्या किया? Hydrogen is here. उसको इसने ionize कर दिया, right? Ionize कर दिया. That means इससे पहले hydrogen was dense, dark maybe. Breaking it into its constituent parts, protons and electrons. Ionize का meaning भी दिया है. Then what happened? This was normal hydrogen. Okay. When it, ionized hydrogen is transparent to ultraviolet radiation. अब ये सब थोड़े बहुत ना reading आपको करनी पड़ेगी, so that the moment you read this आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. Okay. Ionized hydrogen is transparent to ultraviolet radiation. UV rays. So, when it became ionized, what happened? It became transparent. अरे भाई ठहरो, मेरा ना पेन सही से नहीं चल रहा है, रुक जाओ। आप सोच रहे होगे बैड वर्कर्स ब्लेम देयर टूल्स। कोई नहीं कोई नहीं। क्या लिख रही थी मैं? हाँ, रेडिएशन। ओके फाइन, इट्स गिवन हियर रेडिएशन। द फॉग इज लिफ्टेड, so at that moment the fog lifted and the universe became the well lit place it is today. So ionized hydrogen जो था, that became transparent, right? And then radiation, it's transparent to ultraviolet radiation, so it did not stop it, it let it pass through to the earth, right? It let it pass through to the earth, so the fog lifted and the universe became the well lit place it is today. For that reason, the end of the dark age is called the epoch of reionization, right? Ionization हमें समझ में आ गया। यहाँ पे we go over to the question. Only one true, the others are false, right? It was a time when no stars or quasars had formed. Epoch of reionization, तो वहां तो भी बोला है कि like probably stars or quasars had been formed, कुछ ऐसा करके. So I'm not sure about this. Light from stars could be observed but not studied in detail. Observed, studied in detail, I don't think I could find this there. The universe was already filled with transparent hydrogen. Okay, transparent hydrogen, okay, I'm not sure about this, but still इसको रखते हैं ऐसा। इसको देख करके ना थोड़ा सा confusion होगा, hang in there. The universe's temperature prevented the formation of hydrogen gas. No, formation of hydrogen gas is not discussed in that epoch. This is out. उसने बोला है hydrogen was already there, that became ionized. वो कुछ protons, neutrons जो भी करके दिया है. So at least one eliminated. Was already filled with transparent hydrogen. No, transparent hydrogen नहीं था. बोला it became iodized and then it allowed the UV, that radiation, to pass through. So already filled, wrong. Hope this is clear so far. Now I'm again left with A, B. पहले मैंने इन दोनों को इसको सोचा ये eliminate कर दूं। अभी ये देख रहा हूं 100% जो eliminate हो रहे हैं वो ये दोनों है, correct? Now instead of just going and looking back, coming back, इससे बेहतर है just look closely. It was a time when no stars had formed. Light could be observed but not studied in detail. Which one is comparatively more true? So I'll go back and I'll see. No stars were formed वाला, ठीक है? Yeah, chalo. Fog prolonged the period until the heat had the chance to ionize the hydrogen. Okay. Heat from the first stars and quasars had the chance to ionize the hydrogen. Prolong the period of darkness, right? Is transparent to ultraviolet radiation. So at that moment, the fog lifted and the universe became this. The end of the dark age is called the epoch of reionization. Because the ultraviolet shadow is visible only in the most distant, okay, concluded something, fog had dissipated by the time, and 1/7 something. So stars ka portion is given here, and now you go back to the question. It says, it is not asking you about epoch of reionization. ध्यान दीजिएगा आप. Period before the epoch of reionization. So epoch of reionization में इसने बोला from the first stars and quasars had the chance to ionize this. That means in the period before this, obviously there were no stars or quasars क्योंकि इसने बोला ना first came then and they dissipated that hydrogen, they ionized it, something aisa, right? So between these two, this is correct, and this one not studied in detail, observed, ये वो तो है ही नहीं. You get the point. So when you are left with two options in the end, please save time. एक pick करो, prove करो. This is what I did and I understood कि यहाँ बोल रहा period before, not the epoch of reionization, not during that. So A is your answer. Which of the following statements is false based on the passage? ये करूं पहले कि ये करूं? बहुत लंबा क्वेश्चन है. यही वाला करूंगी पहले क्योंकि एक फॉल्स ढूंढना है, 3 ट्रू है. अब तक तो थोड़ा इंफॉर्मेशन है पैसेज का, देखते हैं. The most distant quasar was unique because it revealed the presence of an ultraviolet absorbing fog. Fog तो याद है मुझे, but ultraviolet था कि नहीं? I'll go back. ठीक है? So ये most distant, unlike any other quasar, so unique था वो. Unmistakable fog because newborn stars, quasars emit ultraviolet light. Okay. आप देख रहे हो इस तरह से भाई फटाफट प्रूव कर लो इसको. So this is true. The Keck telescopes were essential in detecting faint quasars. ये तो बहुत आसान है प्रूव करना. Keck telescopes कहाँ? हाँ, okay. One sec. हाँ, okay. Keck telescopes. Both teams overcame this. All the quasars are terribly faint. But they overcame this problem by peering at them through one of the twin Keck telescopes. So Keck telescopes extra powerful है, right? So Keck telescopes were essential in detecting. Yes, this is true. Ionized hydrogen is more effective at absorbing ultraviolet. अरे ये तो मुझे याद है, अभी हमने पढ़ा था, देखते हैं इसमें जाके. The epoch of reionization refers to the time when ultraviolet radiation began to travel freely through space. I am left with C and D. दोनों मुझे ठीक ठीक लग रहे हैं, right? But एक false होना चाहिए. So I'll take the छोटा वाला. Ionized hydrogen is more effective. पहले हाइड्रोजन था, then it became ionized. It's more effective at absorbing ultraviolet. भाई लेकिन उसने तो बोला it became transparent, right? Ionized hydrogen is transparent to ultraviolet. Fog lifted. Transparent बोले तो it allowed sunlight to pass through, है ना? So ये जो कह रहा है आपका more effective at absorbing this light, no, this is false. I'm sure you understood this. The epoch of reionization refers to the time when ultraviolet radiation began to travel freely through space. Travel freely थोड़ी है, like you know, epoch of reionization में he said that वो आपका neutral hydrogen था, then it became like ionized hydrogen, began to travel freely through space. हाँ, right, okay, I get it. I'll take you back to this and I'll show you. यहाँ देखो अब आप, चलो. Correct. ये बोला है इसने. So epoch of reionization, ultraviolet जो था ये transparent to this, universe became well lit, so this was able to travel. उसके पहले क्या होता था? Hydrogen was dense, hydrogen was opaque, it did not allow this ultraviolet to pass through, right? So between these two, this and this is definitely wrong by the data given there, and this one refers to the time radiation began to travel freely. अब freely through space exactly मत ढूंढो, वहां दिया हुआ है, like you know, it was allowed to pass through because of the ionized hydrogen. So that particular point can connect with this. So this can be taken as true and this is false. वही अगर आप यहाँ ना दिमाग अपना खराब करोगे, घुमाओगे, travel freely through space, कहाँ दिया है space में घूम रहा था, ऐसा नहीं होता है. दिस इज अ कैट लेवल पैसेज, तो भाई कनेक्ट उस तरह से वेगली भी कनेक्ट होगा तो भी सही है, बट इट शुड बी करेक्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू द पैसेज। यहां फॉल्स पूछा है, दिस वन इज फॉल्स, आंसर सी। There is an apparent contradiction, means there is a paradox in the fact that although all four quasars are extremely distant, one of them shows sign of ultraviolet absorbing fog. Okay, which of the following resolves the paradox? ठीक है, I need to first go and check बोला क्या है इसने। ये However, the fourth and most distant, unlike any other, showed unmistakable signs of being shrouded in a fog. Okay, तीन में no fog. This one had fog. ये अपना quasar है, this is fog, right? Because newborn stars and quasars emit mainly ultraviolet light, okay? And hydrogen gas is opaque to ultraviolet. अच्छा ये दिया हुआ भी है उधर जो अभी हमने correct किया true false वाला. Seeing this fog had been the goal of would-be dark. Okay, when James Gunn. Okay, ठीक है. उसके बाद इसने बोला three of them appeared to be similar, less distant, or only this was shrouded in a fog. Okay. Now, the paradox here is all the four were distant, but only one was shrouded in fog. The other three were not. How will you explain it? So I will explain it by saying, कि light आ गई, फॉग लिफ्ट हो गया, कुछ इस तरह का समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट, या ये तीन और ये अलग अलग पीरियड में तीनों, तभी तो एक्सप्लेन होगा ना कि दीज थ्री डोंट हैव दैट फॉग अराउंड देम। ओके, दिस वन दैट वन हैज फॉग अराउंड इट, ऐसा, राइट? तो चलो देखते हैं इसमें ऑप्शंस कैसे हैं। द अदर क्वेसार्स आर मोर ल्यूमिनस एंड सो कैन पियर्स थ्रू द फॉग। ओके, others are more luminous, they can pierce. भाई they can pierce through the fog, but still the fog is there. You see the point? The question says only one has the fog around it. तो ये जो है, this is not explaining the discrepancy, this is in fact bringing some different data. ये तो कह रहा है कि हाँ सबके अराउंड फॉग था, बट ये बहुत पावरफुल थे, so they could pierce through the fog. This is out. The fog had already cleared by the time the other three quasars formed. This can explain it. पहले आपका एक था, okay, it has the fog, and light was not allowed to pass through the fog, ऐसा टाइप है ना, so there was this dark age and all. उसके बाद ionization of hydrogen happened, the fog lifted, right? उसके बाद में भी these three quasars came. ऐसा तो नहीं कह रहा पैसेज आपको that they all were formed in the same duration in the same era, ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोला है। उसने बोला all the four are distant, but कब फॉर्म हुए ये नहीं पता। So if you prove this, if you say that this with the fog was formed earlier, okay, and then these were formed later, and by the time these were formed the fog had lifted because of reionized hydrogen or whatever, this actually explains the paradox कि इन तीनों में नहीं है, नजर चारों आ रहे हैं लेकिन इन तीनों में नहीं है, एक में है। Correct? So this can explain. The most distant quasar is surrounded by more hydrogen than the others. This one is surrounded by more hydrogen. आप ये कहना चाह रहे हो इनके पास कम हाइड्रोजन है, बट हाइड्रोजन वाज नॉट क्रिएटिंग द फॉग ना, यू आर गेटिंग द पॉइंट। Hydrogen was not the fog, hydrogen was not creating the fog. So if you say that the most distant quasar is surrounded by more hydrogen, how does that explain the paradox? How does that resolve it? हाइड्रोजन ने थोड़े ना इतना फॉग निकाल करके क्रिएट किया, राइट? हाइड्रोजन तो बल्कि आयोनाइज हुआ जब, तो दैट एक्चुअली हेल्प पियर्स थ्रू द फॉग, दैट हेल्प द फॉग लिफ्ट, क्योंकि लाइट आ गई वो रीआयोनाइजेशन से, आई मीन द अल्ट्रावायलेट वाज अलाउड टू पास, राइट? द मोस्ट डिस्टेंट क्वासार, सो दिस डजंट एक्सप्लेन इट। द केक टेलीस्कोप्स लिमिटेशंस अफेक्टेड द ऑब्जर्वेशन ऑफ द अदर थ्री क्वासार्स। ओके, तो आप ये कहना चाह रहे हो कि केक टेलीस्कोप जो है वो बहुत बड़ा वाला बेवकूफ है, इनएफिशिएंट है, कुछ तो उसमें ड्रॉबैक है कि वो एक का फॉग देख पा रहा है, बाकी तीन का नहीं देख पा रहा है। डू यू इवन सी द फैलेसी इन दिस? इफ द टेलीस्कोप इज फॉल्टी, इट वोंट बी एबल टू सी एनी, राइट? हाउ इज इट दैट इट्स एबल टू सी द फॉग अराउंड वन एंड नॉट अराउंड थ्री? तो ये तो बिल्कुल ही स्टूपिड है। So this is out and this is your answer. Hope this is clear. Paradox कैसे resolve किया? Okay, we are done with all the 4 questions. C, A, C, B. Okay. Got it. Done. Chalo, cool. Everybody, see you again in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.
आई होप यू एंजॉयड दिस वीडियो। अब मैं आपको एक शॉकिंग फैक्ट बताता हूँ। ये डेटा जो आपकी स्क्रीन पे शो कर रहा है कि iQuanta यूट्यूब चैनल के 60% व्यूअर्स चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं करते। सब्सक्राइब ना करने का रीजन ये हो सकता है कि यार एनीवे जो ब्राउज फीड है उस पर तो वीडियो आ ही जाता है, बट सब्सक्राइब क्यों करना चाहिए वो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ। iQuanta यूट्यूब चैनल का अगर आप प्लेलिस्ट सेक्शन देखोगे, यहाँ पे आपको बहुत सारी यूजफुल प्लेलिस्ट मिलेंगी। अगर आपका अरिथमेटिक वीक है तो ये आप अरिथमेटिक प्लेलिस्ट यहाँ पे चेकआउट कर सकते हो। ज्योमेट्री वीक है तो ज्योमेट्री प्लेलिस्ट चेकआउट कर सकते हो। एल्जेब्रा में प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है तो एल्जेब्रा प्लेलिस्ट। एंड नॉट जस्ट दिस, अभी करंटली जो प्लेलिस्ट चल रहा है वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट 200 क्वेश्चंस का एंड RC 100 वाला प्लेलिस्ट जो शबाना मैम का है। ये सारे जो प्लेलिस्ट के वीडियोस होते हैं इन पे उतने ज्यादा व्यूज नहीं होते, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली जो पढ़ने वाली जनता है वो बहुत कम है। बट अगर आप उनमें से एक हो तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लो। रेगुलर बेस पे इन प्लेलिस्ट का वीडियो आता रहता है, आपकी फीड में आपको सबसे पहले दिखेगा। एंड नॉट जस्ट दिस, अब जो आने वाला टाइम है उसमें आपका कैट का फॉर्म आएगा, देन डिफरेंट एग्जाम्स के फॉर्म आएंगे, अलग अलग तरीके के नोटिफिकेशन आएंगे। जैसे ही कोई अपडेट कैट 25 से रिलेटेड आता है, सबसे पहले वो अपडेट आपको iQuanta यूट्यूब चैनल पर मिलने वाला है। तो डोंट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल।